were going to go explore a multi-family garage sale in the neighborhood next to mine. And I had nothing in the car, no napkins. I had no wipes. I had nothing. And all I could find was this little cotton ball.
Yeah.
So I stuck the cotton ball up against my nose and I looked very weird. So I took my wallet and handed it to my daughter. So we started walking around and I'm walking around like this, right?
Yeah.
And the first vendor or house or whatever we went to had a bountiful stack of DVDs, right? And as one of our YouTube commenters wanted us to talk about our collections, I have a massive movie collection. Well, this guy had Japanese DVDs, but they were like, regular movies, but they were Japanese. And I'm sitting there just praying I didn't bleed on them because I was dripping blood into my hand while I was looking at these things. I don't know what it was. I'm not on blood thinners. I am taking medications, but it's not blood thinners. So it finally stopped. And then this morning I washed my face, cleaned it with the washcloth, ripped it open again. And now I have this little, if you can see on our video, where is it? This dot right here. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Well, I wasn't going to wear a stupid Band-Aid and look like Marsha Brady on
like
our airwaves.
It's like when Gary Busey ate the donut over my pictures.
Yeah.
Still just crumbs all over
I'm looking at these DVDs with my daughter, and I'm just sitting there with this. It was a cotton ball, so it's not big. And I'm like, oh, my God, please do not bleed.
It's because you have a mole.
Yeah.
That's why it's bleeding so badly. You pulled the skin of the mole, which is gross in itself.
I mean, it was just, I literally, we were in the car. We were just driving, and I just went like that.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God. So if I scratch myself, if I go like this by accident during the show and I start gushing blood, I apologize. I'll censor it. I'll censor it on the image.
Gross. Okay.
But yeah, that was my Saturday morning. But I got some great damn Japanese DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
excuse me, Chinese, not Japanese.
This was yesterday that it happened?
Yesterday morning, Saturday morning.
Wow. Okay. Well, my condolences to your nose because it's really distracting. I keep staring at
I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize. I mean, I do have a good nose. I have to say it's one of my best. It's one of my best attributes. I'm not gonna lie. I have to say Chadster's nose is one of his best attributes. But I'll just turn this way profile wise for you. How's that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
I like that the whole time we're recording because it's very distracting, mind you. Okay, well, we had such success with Evolution that I wanted to do a recap of TNA SLAMMIVERSARY 2025 and what we liked, what we didn't like, who impressed you. I'm not going to talk about the pre-show because I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it existed until they started talking about stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, when did that happen? And here they had a pre-show. But if you want, you could always look up the pre-show stuff. I didn't watch it. I started when SLAMMIVERSARY went on the air.
Yeah.
So first match I saw was Mustafa Ali with Cedric Alexander.
Right, correct.
And
that was the first.
Let me just tell you, Mustafa's bump that he took, because I had read comments about this one bump that he took during this match that everybody was talking about. And I don't know what happened, but he had an entourage with him.
Of course he did.
Yes, because that's the gimmick. Everybody's got
to have an entourage.
Sure.
Of course. Yep.
That's fine. But they were all kind of like on the outside at one point. And I liked this match. I'm not shitting on it. Just to let you know, I thought this was a great opening match. Really good spots back and forth. Two great workers. Really enjoyed it. This one spot I couldn't understand. I had read before he made a tweet or something that said it was totally my fault. Like he took the blame for what had happened. But usually when you see 4 or 5 guys or girls in a crowd, there's a big dive coming and they're going to catch the guy.
Right.
He looked like he fell on his head and could have broke his neck.
Yeah.
And it just looked to me like no one was ready or they didn't know the spot was coming. Like, I don't know if this was done off the fly, but I mean, they were all there in a cluster. Usually when that happens, they're all looking at the ring, waiting to catch that wrestler who's going to come over the top or off the top, into that cluster of guys or girls. And that did not happen. And no one caught him. And it looked brutal.
Yeah.
So,
probably because there's 9,000 of those dives, and they probably had dives out of order. And
when you go over this, were they not listening to them call the match? Like, what, if I have to catch you, I'm going to be ready for it. I always sat, and I'm not, I'm not trying to say, like, I'm not trying to tell these guys how to do their job, but what happened on this spot? Where were they? Why didn't anybody catch him? I didn't understand what happened, and I didn't get an explanation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It looked brutal, but thank God he's okay. And, the match went on. But I really, really enjoyed it. Mustafa went over. So
this is what he said. I pulled it up. This is what he said. He said, I appreciate your concern. Unfortunately, I have to pull the curtain back here because the talent ringside was absolutely not responsible for that scary fall in any way. And they are getting all the blame. They did exactly what they were instructed to do. I tried to do a variation of a dive and simply slipped off my opponent. No one to blame but me. I am all good. See you on Impact.
So was it too short of a dive? And that's why he didn't, were they not positioned correctly? I don't know.
To be honest with you, there was 5 dives in the first 5 minutes of the match. So I'm going to have to go back in my brain here and pick out which one it was. Because, that was, stuff I was writing down was there was too much on the outside in the first couple of minutes. And
if they're all together like that, something's coming.
Yeah. You slip off somebody. It's kind of,
I don't know. It was weird. And God forbid he could have broke his neck, but I'm glad he didn't. But I thought it was a tremendous match. It was a great opener. Crowd was hot for it. Yeah. By the way, record-setting crowd.
Yes,
record-breaking. What was the total? Almost 8,000.
Total was, I have the exact number written down, was 7,623. Biggest North American attendance.
I love it. That's great. That's great. That locker room is working really, really hard, so they deserve it. So
I agree. I have written down, which my take on this.
I would love your take.
Okay, I wrote down the arena looks great. Looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yep.
I wrote down I have never been a fan of Ali ever. In WWE, I don't know if it was just a bad booking. He was just he was always put into these very awkward, gimmicky spots, kind of always complained about it. It's never a fan. So with TNA, I haven't really watched a lot of his stuff. So I wanted to really see if all the hype here was justified. So kind of, had my eyes on this one. I like Cedric Alexander a lot. So I was excited to see what this would deliver. Little odd that a WrestleMania storyline and backstory was the undertone for this match. They played a lot into this, and we'll see what probably the first 4 matches, I think, on this card. Friendship was the underbelly of each storyline. Friendship was said with this. Friendship. It's always friendship. But they kept talking about WrestleMania. Kind of sick and tired of that trope. So that was the first thing that they pointed out. And with that mess up, I'll just say this too. If he messed up on something, I don't know why I kept hearing holy shit. It was holy shit this, holy shit that, holy shit TNA, holy shit. TNA.
Well, it's just that one spot. And of course they're going to say holy shit because the guy almost broke his neck.
Well, it was holy shit. If somebody breaks their neck, I'm going, ooh. So it was holy shit. Holy shit.
What did you think about him in this match? Are you telling me that you don't think Mustafa Ali is a good worker? Because I thought he was tremendous. I thought they both worked great together. I thought it was a tremendous match.
I'm going to just continue to put over the production value here. I love the camera work. I thought that they did a great job covering all the action. I thought these guys did work their ass off. I thought the action was fantastic. This reminds me way too much of a WWE-like production. So by the end of this, I can say I'm still not a fan of Mustafa Ali.
Oh, God, you're exhausting. Okay, well.
But I love Cedric Alexander.
Oh, good for I'm sure Cedric is very happy that you're a fan. All right. Well, I gave it a thumbs up. I guess you're giving it.
I go right here.
Maybe a thumbs in the middle.
Middle.
Okay.
Middle. And I'll talk about this too in the main event. They threw out Tasha Steelz with the very animated.
She took a nice bump at the end.
She did, but they threw her. They did the full. They threw her out like 2 minutes before the finish.
All the refs do that. Like I see that in every head. They all do that cartoony out of here thing.
Right, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll say it now, but they do the same exact in the main event. Well, why did we do it in the opening contest? Did they not communicate that it was being done in the first match too? So, but it was done right before the finish where she came back. So it's like, kind of not needed. So I go with that one.
Okay. Certainly allowed your opinion. All right, next we get an interview with Joe Hendry, who's super over. This leads into the next match, which is the System.
Yep.
Now, okay, before we even talk about this, I love the System as heels. Absolutely. They were baby faces now. I like them better as heels.
Going right there with you.
Sorry, I don't know when. I don't know if it's because this was kind of like a TNA versus NXT match, and of course you're in TNA territory, or did they? Now again, I'm guilty of not watching the weekly show. So has the System turned babyface over the course of the last couple months? I don't know. I'm not sure why they were such baby faces here. But it was the System and Matt Cardona, and they defeated NXT's Dark State, which I was like, okay, we get a win for Team TNA, which is good. And I figured they would because there's no belts involved, and it's kind of like, okay. But this was a fun one. This was a lot of back and forths. A lot of people getting their stuff in, like always. And I didn't mind it.
Yep.
But I have to say, I just enjoy the System way more as heels than as baby faces. So, and that's not a knock to their work.
No.
Still great workers. I just like that. I told Brian, I said, the System reminds me of the Triple Threat.
Yep.
And Alicia reminds that, of my spot that I had there. And I love what they're doing. And I just like them more in a heel role.
Yep. I have loved the group, loved the System. I thought for a pay-per-view, I thought this was a step down for the team. I thought this was a glorified jobber match. I think that the NXT group stinks and it's just that NXT group is just it's basically a refresh of an old WWE failed gimmick that they just refreshed with a new name. So I thought for the System, I thought they could have had a better spot on the show. So I thought it was a huge for a big pay-per-view like this. I thought it was a step down for them.
Okay.
So I think they could have been booked a hell of a lot better. So
yeah, I was going to say I would just give it in the middle. Not due to the work ethic, just like you said, storyline was just like filler. And I want them to be heels. I don't like the System as baby faces. I don't like the slapping hands and the I like them to be that I don't give a shit type of attitude, and we're in charge and no one else matters, and I didn't get that from this. So
I got my first pause in the action for you.
Okay.
The TNA injury report.
Brought to you by BioFlex Laser.
So I thought this was a little weird, but I found it interesting because from a marketing point of view, I loved it because they were able to sell sponsorship for guys that are now not on the show, but you're reminding the viewer, hey, these guys aren't on the show. And generally, if a wrestler is injured, they are out of sight, out of mind. So I actually thought this was a very clever way to remind the viewer, hey, Elias is still here, and I forget the other guy that they had mentioned. But I actually thought that this was very clever to work two guys not on the show, not going to do a run-in later on in the night.
Yeah.
And sell marketing space to a sponsor. I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, something different, which is good. And it keeps their name in the mix. So agreed. All right, we get a message. Trey Miguel is unable to compete as well in that four-way ladder match. And it goes to this match with Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, wait, you skipped over your one favorite thing from the other day you mentioned.
What was that?
The 90-Day Fiance.
Oh, okay. This isn't in my recap. Okay, let me say something about this. I want to mention this. TNA needs to get bigger stars. Okay. First of all, I felt bad for the guy. Whoever the guy is, I don't watch 90 Day Fiance. I've never watched 90 Day Fiance. When he was announced, everybody turned on him and booed the shit out of him. And the kid knows what he's talking. It wasn't like they just put him in there and he didn't know wrestling. Like he was naming people and stuff. And I felt bad for him. Yeah. But I feel like New York.
No, wrong spot.
Well, not only that, they should have got maybe like some ECW guys. And I'm not even putting myself over. Maybe have some guys sit in the audience like they're, Team TNA. They would have got a huge pop. 90 Day Fiance, no one in wrestling cares about 90 Day Fiance. I'm sorry. And it was evident.
But they could have had like somebody from ECW sitting with the guy, and they could have said, here's ECW legend, blah, 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 with 90 Day Fiance star, blah, 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 well, and then talk to him.
Yeah, like they did that later in the match with that Zach guy and what was he, a baseball player?
Yeah.
Because Zach worked for TNA, so people know who he is. So yeah, that's something. I mean, this guy doesn't have the star power. Like when you watch WWE and you see all these famous rappers and you see the movie stars and the TV people, and then you get this guy. And I felt, again, I don't mean to be shitting on him, but no one cared.
Didn't work.
So I feel like TNA needs to up their game and get better celebrities.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, they had Chris Rock. They had Toby Keith. I mean, they had legit stars come through. And I said 90 Day Fiance segment shouldn't have taken place, but that's the WWE influence on this product. Legit. It was the verbiage that WWE uses when they go to those celebrity segments, when they introduce who's sitting in the crowd. It was legitimately the same verbiage that they use to go to that exact same style segment. So that was, to me, that same influence. And then there's another thing coming up I'll mention later that I felt was like, I know they're partnerships. I know that they have to do this to stay alive, but you have to separate the two products, and you can't make them be NXT the third and make them all the same style product. It's just, you have to have separation.
Here's a random thought, and I know they're under Anthem and they're doing their own thing, but now with this partnership, do you think that WWE is filling TNA's pockets a little bit like they did for ECW with all the pay-per-views?
Oh my God!
Because I haven't read any information online or heard from anybody that now WWE is sponsoring TNA, monetarily. I didn't hear of any money being exchanged.
Oh, they 1000% are. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. I mean, again, just from the sheer look of how the production is set, they have to be doing something to be able to keep them afloat.
Don't you think that would be leaked? Don't you think someone would have leaked that by now?
How long did it take for it to get leaked? with ECW.
We didn't have the internet like we do today.
It was blossoming.
Yeah, but it wasn't the locker room hardly even knew in the beginning. We didn't know right away.
I just have a feeling that it's happening. I mean, there's stuff we don't know. There's stuff we don't know.
Question, yeah.
I know it is. I have a feeling, yes.
Okay. I just wondered that, and I was like, maybe with all this influence, they're telling them, how to run the show because they're lining their pockets. But I don't know. Anyway, getting on with this next match, the girls. Yes. Again, Tessa Blanchard, Indy Hartwell. They go back apparently 7 years.
Friendship again.
Friendship on the line. Tessa taking credit for Indy's career. I actually like this storyline. I think it's pretty cool. And I think these girls are good. I
do too.
I really think the girls are good. I thought it was a really, really good match. What I don't understand, they put Indy over, which was nice. I like that. But then, they teased this before with Gia Miller. And I don't know how many people, I guess if you're a wrestling fan, you know this, but Gia is a wrestler.
Yeah.
And who is in, an interviewer spot there in TNA. So she doesn't really work, do matches for them, I should say, more of an interviewing role. But they had Tessa pretty much beat her down. And then they say later on that Tessa is indefinitely suspended from the company. So what do we know any backstage stuff about this? Is it just an angle? Does she have something going on that she needs to take a little bit of time off? Are they coming back with Gia versus Tessa? Because I think the fans would pop huge for that.
As far as I knew, it was just an angle. As far as I knew.
Is this going to be one of those suspensions where she's back in a week?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Back,
I mean, I thought I love the pacing of the women's match. I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. I thought the finish kind of came quick. Actually, it was kind of like I thought I was getting into it, and then boom, there was the finish.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was it was a good build, and then all of a sudden, if she hit it.
Yeah.
I liked it though. I do think WWE does have the better women's talent. Obviously, there's WWE here, but Tessa's money. I mean, I know people probably hate that. I know people probably hate that statement.
She's good. She's good. She's a great heel. Yeah. I enjoy watching her work. I really do. Again, this is like the Hogan thing.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same argument.
Comments aside, you can't take away the fact that she's a good worker.
I'm talking about the work. I'm talking about
exactly.
If I'm building my roster, she's on it. The Gia Miller beatdown was god awful, and then the acting afterwards from the announcers. Seriously, if I was their producer, I'd sit them down afterwards and be like, guys, we knew what was going on. And if you can't have a better performance after that, you can't play on my team. That was high school level act. Would you agree? I've seen your work. You can pull up some great emotion. That was when the Drama King Matt was like, I have to take a second. I need a second.
He needed a moment.
And he did like this. I mean, can you pull a genuine emotion out of you for 4 seconds?
Yeah,
I mean, that was bad. I mean, that's they can't. It's in 2025. There are certain things that you have to pull out of wrestling. And again, we're carrying the friendship trope through 4 matches. That's another thing that I was like, that's got to go. You can't do the over exaggeration sadness thing the way they did. And then they're like, all right, and now let's get into the NXT versus TNA action. Masha versus JC Jane. Let's go.
Well, here's the thing. I would have had Tessa drag Gia into the ring and give her a finish or something like that. Something devastating to the point where Gia's just out. Just the thing on the steps was kind of weak for me.
Yeah.
And they acted like it killed her. but I would have liked to have seen like a big bump from Gia. And I think she would have got a lot more sympathy. When you do stuff in the corner, I know they have the TVs and stuff, but put it in the center of the ring. Let the whole arena see what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I would have just loved for her to manhandle her on the outside, throw her in the ring, and then just give her something to where she's just dead. And they have to carry her out, even get a stretcher because she's an interviewer and she's not a real wrestler. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Something like that. I think it would have been more dramatic. But I would love to see something to the point where they're training Gia. Somebody takes her under her wing and they train her, and then they come out and do a Tessa versus Gia match. I think that would be fun, you know, down the line, because it's the second time that Tessa's done something to Gia. Yeah. So are they building something up with these two, or are they just going to drop it and let it make no sense?
Right.
I want to see something happen. So that's my take on it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's hard, you know, when these commentators, like, are they, if you're going to go the extra mile, you have to kind of like stay in that zone going into the next match. So to just switch it off and be like, all right, here we go, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of like, come on, guys.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, you know, and so I mean, look, I've always hated it. I hated when like Jim Ross used to do it. They would go from that like somber talk. Michael Cole was always a huge offender of it. To then they'd be like, and all right, well, it's time for the World Championship. I mean, we just saw somebody get killed.
I know. Yeah, that's why it's. I would have liked to see her like be annihilated, just kill her. And I love Gia. I love Gia so much. And she's great. But I think it would have been more impactful, excuse the pun, if they would have just drug her in the ring and just killed her.
Yeah.
So, anyway, after this happens, we see Tessa get thrown out of the building. She's all in his face, and then this big dude just comes and scoops her up and takes her out. So I chuckled at that because I thought that was kind of funny. But then the Inspiration, we get to see them, and they were on the pre-show, and this is where I found out there was a pre-show.
Now, did you see the production flub here with the countdown being left in?
Yeah, I did, and you know what? Stuff like that happened.
Yeah, no, I actually liked it. I thought it was a good. It wasn't a bad one. It was well done, but there's no boom mic, so you couldn't hear them.
Right. Exactly. That's what my husband said. He goes, are those girls mic'd? I go, no, they're not. They're supposed to be screaming so you can hear them. But you know, I guess they're doing a thing with the Inspiration versus the Elegant brand. So that was probably cool. That happened already. We missed it. I don't know what happened on the Thursday show because I don't watch. But
can I say something too though? But that's where TNA, they shouldn't have so much talent where they're not all on a main show like this. You know, Enzo Amore was on the pre-show.
Right.
You know, and got a giant pop. Like,
but he's not signed or anything.
You know, the other Fatu, the youngest Fatu, Zia Fatu, who at WrestleCade in November had the longest line on the aisle that I was on. For autographs, he was on the pre-show.
Yeah,
there's too many people in TNA that the former Iconics, the Inspiration, the fact that they're not on the show that's a problem to me. And Elegance, like that's a problem that there's too many people on the show, and we're shoehorning all of this WWE talent onto this show. That's concerning to me, but I know we got to sell tickets. So, you know, it is what it is. Continue.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and you would think these girls coming out of WWE, having the name value and the recognition, they would want to put them on a show like this. And they're on the pre-show. So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking, but we see a little go back and forth between these guys, and then there's an exclusive, it says on here. I don't know if this was shown or not, but Mashka, she didn't want any backup, So she wants to go it alone in this next match, which again, this bothers me so badly because if you know somebody has an entourage, why wouldn't you bring backup? I said it all the time. I said it on the last pay-per-view that we reviewed. Yeah. Did I not?
Literally against the JC Jane.
Like, why would you not bring backup? But you know, she's tough. She wants to do it by herself, blah, blah, blah. So we get Masha Slamovich against the NXT Women's Champion JC Jane. Winner takes all, title versus title. Somebody's going to get 2 belts. Did we not know who was going to walk away with this? I kind of knew. I kind of called it.
Oh my God.
Before it even happened. It was a good match. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was good. I think the girls are, again, I'm saying this over and over again. I think these girls can work. I really liked some of the spots that they did. The outside interference, okay, we knew it was going to happen, you know. And then they do the stuff with the referees, and it's like, okay, we've seen it over and over and over again. I just knew that she was going to get the other belt. And to me, it's just like, can you throw TNA a bone? Because what happens later? Yeah, she's got 2 belts. Does she need 2 belts? Did she really need 2 belts? Which character is over more? I think her and her little entourage is way over in NXT. But is WWE going to give TNA their hardware? No, not right now. They're not anyway. So I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I enjoyed the match. I thought there were moments where I really, really thought they worked really hard, you know. But I don't know. I kind of wanted TNA to just get both belts, just to switch it up, because I knew they weren't going to, and I was hoping I'd get swerved, and I wasn't.
Yeah, it's like you're watching a TNA show, and all I'm hearing about is the history of the NXT Women's Championship. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, so I'm watching TNA show. I got to hear how great the other product is, and if I was just a TNA fan, and imagine I never watched NXT in my life, and I'm hearing about all this great stuff, and I go, well, maybe I should watch their product instead, and never come watch TNA ever again. Like, that's maybe, is that the old mindset? Is that too much of the, like, it's too much of the crossover? It's too much.
But give them something. Give TNA something. Like 2 belts. 2 belts on the line, and as we'll see, 2 belts are gone. You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't they give them something? I just.
And they won the crappy job match.
That's what I'm saying. That was kind of like a throwaway because no belts were on the line. So we'll give TNA that one. That's the way it looks to me. And I, you know, as a fan watching this, being smart to the business, because I know what's going on, I just knew from the get-go, well, I don't think TNA is going to retain any of these belts. Get them back, whatever it is. And I was right.
You know,
that's kind of like, it just left me a little flat.
I wonder
go ahead.
I wonder if they'll win them back at Bound for Glory.
You know, that would they should. but if they do, it's not going to be both belts are on the line. You know that. There's no way they're going to put the NXT belt up for grabs.
Oh God, no.
So maybe they'll get, I'm saying we, like I work for the company. Maybe they'll get their belt back at that show.
You just get a teaser?
No. What's up with the TNA president, Carlos Silva? Can he have less of a personality when he goes out there?
It's funny, like, he's like, he looks like an accountant, like on his day off.
Little kid with that hat on his head. Yeah, the expression on his face. It's kind of like, I think he's trying to be like, oh my God, like TNA is losing the belt, but he's just like, there's no acting involved with this guy. It's just like he hands the belt over and he's just like standing there. There's no emotion.
I was trying not to pick on that guy, and I wrote nothing down about him because of it, but we don't need to see him. Can we not know an authority, like an authority figure of that level, please? Like he doesn't need to be on the screen.
But if you're gonna do it, show emotion. Get into it a little. Let's see some acting from him. He's just like, duh, here's the belt. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. Man, if you're the president of TNA, that's gonna gut you handing another company your belt. Let me see some expression on your face. What the hell? Carlos Silva.
Maybe he's just so used to it at this point.
I know. Oh gosh. All right. So, JC Jade and your new NXT TNA champion. She got 2 belts. What was she saying? JC 2 belts. She took Becky's line.
Yeah, great. Again, another nickname, because that's what we need.
That
was another thing I wrote. Breaking the action. I wrote down, it had to be 4 times on my paper here, a quote. Words for the sake of words.
Words for the sake of words.
Yes. That was just them filling airtime. They were just saying stuff about the wrestlers, like just blah, 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 blah. It's like crossbody, arm drag, slingshot. Like, talk to me about what's going on in the ring or this and that. They were just saying such random crap and after thing after thing. I was like, words for the sake of words, talk for the sake of talk. Maybe quiet. There's the crowd.
Quiet.
Like, it was just like, oh my God, how about a bump? There's the mat getting hit by a body. It was just like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, point well taken. The hometown man had a victory. I don't know anything about the hometown man. We don't know who he is. He was in the crowd. People were loving him. He was over.
Yeah, he pops up on their shows. I've seen his Twitter a lot. I don't really know much about him, but he's over on their shows.
He's pretty over. So maybe we'll see more of the hometown man later on. But
maybe
this match was really good, and I liked the finish a lot because Leon Slater, I've never seen work. I've never seen him, and I've never seen his work.
Same.
Impressive. 20-year-old kid. That one flippity do got so much air that I was like waiting for him to come down.
In the finisher?
It was it he did something. I don't know if it was in the middle of the match where he did a move and he did some kind of flip. Okay. And he got air on it. I mean, it was super impressive. He can go long distance with his jumps. He's really, really good. And I like the fact that Moose put him over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like that fact. And he's the youngest. Now he's the youngest, X Division champion. Now, this is how out of it I am. Moose is a big guy.
Yeah.
I've met Moose. He's a big dude. When the X Division started, wasn't it like for the shorter, skinnier kids that were the high flyers, kind of like the loose?
Sort of.
Really?
The X Division it's not about weight limits, about no limits.
So it was like just Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, like all those guys.
Yeah, it was just that it was more based on that cruiserweight model. But then like Samoa Joe came and was an X Division wrestler because he had a style more like those guys, but was bigger. But Kevin Nash was involved with X Division stuff at one point early in TNA.
Okay.
But not like wrestling, but like he was involved with the X Division. So they kind of they would let kind of anybody dabble. And then Moose, when Moose arrived, like Moose was always like, he was a world title guy, but he was also then kind of in the X Division because he could just dominate everybody. So those guys who could fly, Moose could throw them, and they could do those. Moose was perfect for that X Division because he could work with anybody.
Yeah. I enjoyed this. You know, the Code Red move was really, really cool. The Swanton Bomb that he did was excellent. Like, this kid's really, really talented. And I enjoyed watching him. So I think he's got a huge, huge career ahead of him. And I just loved, you know, that Moose put him over. And then, you know, that brings out a guy that everybody was waiting to hear from, which was AJ Styles. And I said to myself, wouldn't it be funny if AJ challenges him right now for this belt? But we didn't get that. We just
I would have loved if AJ turned on him and just hit him with Styles Clash. That would have been great.
And challenged him for the next pay-per-view for the belt. That's what I was hoping for. But no, we just get a babyface promo putting him over. And I never realized how big AJ's arms are.
Yeah, AJ's jacked.
He is jacked to the gills, man. He is huge. And I was just like, damn. He's just a big dude. So,
yeah, it was like a couple things with this guy. I mean, he's young, obviously. You know, like I didn't love like that he marked out for AJ when AJ came out. Like, he's jumping in the ring. Like,
oh, I see. I did.
I hate that shit because, like, I mean, if they're a champion, like, be a champ. I hate that shit.
No, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It shows that, number one, he's familiar with them. He's familiar with his work, and he's a fan. And that's why we all get into the business, because we're all marks and we're all fans.
But I'm watching the show. I want a champion to be believable as somebody that I could not be. I want to watch you. I don't want to think that, you know, like I don't know. I just don't want to see him jumping in the ring. I don't know. It was just, I thought that was stupid. But then, like, they tell me he's 20 years old and his journey to get to this point, his whole family's in the crowd watching him. Like, well, how long has his journey been? He's 20.
Trailblazer.
You know what I mean? I was waiting for it, but like his whole family's in the crowd waiting for his journey to be culminated here at the
he said if you watched his promo, he said he started wrestling at age 13, I believe. So it's been 7 years. So
middle school and high school is complete, and he's
7 years is a very long time, you know. So you're not.
I mean, look, you know, 6 years for us, 7 years for him. His whole career. He started listening to us when he was, you know, a mere third. But AJ coming back though for them, it's just weird because the way they advertise him, you know, they make you think like, oh, AJ looks like he's coming back for a match. They show him in his gear and stuff, and he just comes out, music, promo, and that's it. And they made you believe like that crowd was there for AJ, and it's like, this crowd was here for a promo.
That's why I wished that he would have challenged him for that belt, and we would have got a match out of it.
I think you'll see him. I think he's gonna. I think I could see him at Bound for Glory. I think it might.
It could have been a one and done, but who knows? I mean, there were rumors not too long ago that when AJ's contract expired, wasn't he going to hang it up? Wasn't there a rumor like, you know, this might be his last? I don't know how long his contract's there for, but I read something like this was going to be his last hurrah. So who knows? But I would have loved to see him turn heel and challenge the kid for the belt. That would have been phenomenal to me. But we didn't get it.
Do you want my last break in the action now, or do you want it before the main event?
You could do it.
And you're going to be surprised about this.
Okay.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't be. I would like to pay a gigantic compliment to somebody.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's a shocker.
I want to write down exactly what I wrote, but I love Mackenzie Mitchell as the ring announcer. I think she's doing a phenomenal job. I think she did tonight. And I think that that was a great choice to have her in that role. Yep. I think I think she was awesome. Great presence. Just believable, not the main, exactly what a ring announcer should be. Announce the match, move. Don't need to have a whole shebang, a whole thing about her. Just gone. Mackenzie Mitchell did great on this show. So just wanted to point that out. So I know I get a lot of flack about what I say in relation to announcing. Again, this is my business. I'm from the world of television production. So I am very, very, very keen to watch that aspect of it. So I just wanted to point that out. Kenzie Mitchell did great on this show tonight.
Well, guys, that'll probably be the only compliment that you'll hear for the rest of the program. So,
yep. Well, I got some more coming. So,
okay, great. Next match we got going on here. They're doing the TNA World Tag Team titles hanging in the center of the ring. This has been done a couple times in the past. We have the Nemeths against the Rascals, against the Hardys, against First Class. And we see a lot of ladders being used. And the funny part was most of the ladders were broken. So Jeff Hardy decides to go talk to a production guy in the middle of the match. And lo and behold, this ladder falls out of the sky, and it's one of those ladders that you either use to escape your house if there's a fire, or if you have to climb out of a helicopter. It was the swinging kind, which I was like, okay, that's different. Something I haven't seen.
It gets the job done, you know.
Gets the job done. Okay, action back and forth. There was a lot going on in this one. Hardy's get the belts. And I think the biggest take that comes out of this is then you see Bubba Bully Ray, whatever you want to call him, come down and kind of challenge one last match, him and D-Don, for those belts. What did you think about this match? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
What I felt was AJ, you know, for being as big and bulky as he is, tough for a guy that size in a ladder match. They really made the best of him in it, and he actually got a lot of time with the ladder and took the ball's first shot across it.
that was one of the worst bumps I think I've ever seen. I turned to my husband. I was like, first of all, the way he landed, spread his legs, and took it right in the nuts.
Yeah.
I could not believe the way he took that bump. Most of the guys want to try and take a flat back bump onto the ladder. You know, coming down with your legs like that, he could have broke his ankle or his leg,
or his
and well, I was going to say, and crushed his nuts in the process. That looked brutal, to me. Like that was an ugly ass bump.
Well, that's kind of been the you know, the scouting report on him, is that he's just not the most crisp. But again, he's huge.
Yeah,
he's a huge guy, and you know, again, if we go back to the old, you know, like style, guy like him shouldn't even be leaving his feet. So he's not just leaving his feet, he's crushing his balls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I liked how he worked. I love him as a heel. I just feel he's too bulky for a match like this. What else did I have here?
There's just a lot going on.
There's too much going on. Again, words for the sake of words. One of the Rascals had a picture of his cat in his pocket. I don't know why we needed to know that, but that was words for the sake of words being said. I finally caught on, though, that the Rascals doing this is the homage to the Little Rascals, because that's the thing that they do.
Is that what that meant? Oh, okay.
I just remember, you know, the Little Rascals do this, and I finally clicked while I was watching.
Okay.
When Francis went through the ladder, and crushed balls first, they go to the crowd shot. Lady is hysterical laughing.
Well, she probably doesn't like him. So
did you notice that? So,
no,
like, and that's again. So this is like a performance question for you. You're there crushing your body. You broke your pelvis, right, in the ring. The emotion you're trying to elicit is not laughter. So, what is that? What do you think about when you see something like that? Like, this lady was laughing.
She might have been laughing because she hates him because he's a heel.
Is that what you take it
That's
as?
The way I would take it. Sure.
Interesting.
I remember when really quickly, I took a bump, and it was when I think it was when I broke my pelvis. And I told this story a million times. It was when I got my boobs done. The only time I had a surgery on my breast, right? It was not even a month after, I think. And I was trying to turn my body a certain way. And I landed on, I landed on my hip, ended up breaking my pelvis in 2 places. And I'll never forget, like, it was a legitimate injury. I couldn't walk. I'm crying in the ring. And one of the guys in the front row said, "You stupid bitch, you shouldn't have got your tits done."
Oh, shit.
And I remember saying to myself, wow, that's heat. Here I am. I can't even walk. I thought my leg was broken. Here it's my pelvis is broken. But he hated me so much. You know what I mean? So maybe it's the same thing with that lady. She hates them. Yeah. I mean, people react differently to stuff. Some people treat this as an art. Other people think it's real. It's like... it is performance art, and things go wrong. People get hurt. And, do you stay in character, or do you show that emotion? And do you hope that the crowd responds with heat if you're a heel, or sympathy if you're a babyface?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. See, that's why I asked this question, folks, because that's a great damn answer right there.
Okay, well,
this is another reason how, just to answer your first question, I like this match a lot. I loved when Bubba came out at the end. I thought that was very poignant, but this is also where I really hit the freaking wall in the damn show. And my last observation about this match was the TNA referees look like Foot Locker employees.
Foot Locker. Oh, because of their outfit. Yeah. Well, like I love a good ladder match. But I would have preferred 2 teams instead of 4.
Yes, I completely agree.
I thought the nothing, again, I'm not taking away from the performers, because I really enjoy the guys that were in this match and what they give to the business and stuff. But it just, to me, like, a lot of times it just looked really crowded.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, somebody wants to do something, but there's not room. So they have to move over and they have to do it over here. And there was just a lot of stuff going on. So when it comes to ladder matches, I just prefer 2 teams instead of 4. And
I felt the Nemets were lost.
Yeah, I mean, for such star power with Nick, they didn't really get too much in.
I felt they were completely lost, and that sucks, because on this show, he's probably the most interesting guy I love him. I think he's probably my favorite guy on the show. I felt like I didn't get my money's worth of him as a performer. So,
wow. Yeah,
that sucks. But Bully, I wrote down Bully Challenge, save this for me. Wish it was at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that would have been interesting, right? So it's going to be fun to see how the Dudleys, because we've been seeing the Hardys work, but we haven't seen the Dudleys work in a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Not a full match together. So this will be fun to see, what they do. And I'll be with them at WrestleCon. So I'll get a chance to talk to them and maybe get some words.
Maybe be in their corner when they take on the Hardys.
Maybe not. So
slide them the table. Maybe
I'll just be watching from.
Maybe we can strategize for 4 of us. Maybe
the 4 of us. Listen to you. The 4 of us. What the hell? You won't even be there. Get out of here.
What?
Anyway, So again, a good match. I think the angle at the end was, the build up. And we'll see what we get out of it, but it should be interesting. And that brings us, okay, so Matt and Jeff get the belts. And this brings us to our main event. Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, who was super duper over, and Trick Williams from NXT. A 3-way. And each guy comes out and gets introduced, and they all got great ovations. I thought, even Trick, I thought Trick might be, booed. He got a nice pop when he came out.
Reminded me of Evolution.
Everybody
gets a pop.
Everybody's getting over. Yeah. So, and again, we knew what was going to happen. Trick Williams defeats Mike and Joe, and now keeps the TNA world title, takes it back to NXT. Yep. I don't know. It was a good match. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like the other company having the belts, all the belts. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean ECW didn't even do that with the WWE crossover,
No.
I mean, you guys got the.
I don't think they wanted our belt, to be honest with you.
I mean, you guys got the living shit kicked out of you on a nightly basis when WWE was there, but
yeah, it's a different vibe, I guess, in 2025. But Joe Hendry, I've met him a couple times, shared a locker room with him. Nice guy, really nice guy, and he has created such a phenomenon around himself, which is so cool to see. Mainstream media picking him up even before his little journey over to the NXT brand. Right. They were showing him in baseball stadiums and hockey games and just a crossover to all these other sports. Put the belt back on this guy. I don't know. I just hope eventually it comes home and it goes back to Joe. And it's not that he even needs the belt because he's super over, but I just feel like he right now is like the face of the company. And I think he deserves to have the strap on him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm halfway there with you. I agree. The phenomenon, yes. I don't know about leading it. I'm not sure. I think I'm not 100% there. I think
you don't believe in Joe Hendry.
I do see. I mean, it's funny. Me and Bree watched all these different funny AI Joe Hendry videos once, maybe a month ago, where it's all these different voices doing the intro. Changes all celebrities doing it's taken over all these different realms. He's definitely huge, but TNA's lacking that top guy to be that main PR guy. I think Nemeth could be that, but he should be a heel. He should be a heel that could be that guy's foil. I don't think
he is a heel.
But I mean,
the brothers are a heel.
But I mean, the number one heel challenger for the belt and the champ, who's the PR guy, should be somebody. Joe Hendry maybe 1A to that person being 1. I liked it. I didn't love it. I thought the finish was kind of lame. I think the ladder match should have been the main event of the show, to be fair, especially with the bully thing at the end. I told you before, the animated throw out by the referee I thought was dumb since it was already done in the first match.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I thought this was a weak end to a kind of pretty good show. So, okay. Kind of like a fart in church at the end. Just fizzle away. But I don't know. Trick, then he's moving on to the Undertaker on NXT. So it's where did he go from here? And Undertaker's calling it, answering his challenge.
Well, they're not going to put Nick in that spot because they have him in the tag division now with his brother.
Right, so which is cool, but it's got to be somebody, I think, of a big stature that's still under contract. That's got to be the face of TNA.
I don't see a name right now in TNA bigger than Joe Hendry.
There's not, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't see them getting past where they are with Hendry as the face. I don't know.
Interesting.
He's good though. I like him. I think he's a good 1A.
1A. Well,
he's a 1A. He's a 1A.
They're going to have to hire a 1.
Their 1 is still under contract somewhere. And let me point out something about Matt Cardona too. He is such a curious case as to why he is not full-blown under contract somewhere. I would love to know why. Is it him choosing to do this? Is WWE just not going to ever re-sign him? Is he just making bank?
I have a theory about him. I could be 100% wrong. Okay. I think he has expressed a desire to go back to WWE and work, especially now with Chelsea being there and stuff. My theory is that he has so many side projects going on. Maybe he would have to give up some of them to go back to WWE, and he just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
And maybe the desire to have him isn't that great that they're going to cave.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just something that I think. And I could be completely off base.
Because again, he's a guy. He looks amazing.
Yes, he does.
He's got a great personality.
And a great work ethic.
Right. He's a obviously promotion machine.
Yeah.
But like, there's obviously something with these companies that they're not offering him the deals, or is he not accepting them? Because now the major bendies or major guys, they just signed a licensing deal with Major League Baseball.
They're doing all this kind of stuff, and it makes you wonder, would that be taken away from him?
Right.
If he goes exclusively with WWE. Now TNA, I don't see them saying, well, we can't use you because obviously
I don't think
he's signed with them or anything. I know he's doing like one-offs here and there, and he says he loves being, on the indies. He's making bank, and he's everywhere. He's working from what I see, he's working every weekend, and he has all these side projects going on. They have their own beer. I mean, they have a lot of projects. So the question is, if they do want to sign him, does he have to renege all that other stuff and just be exclusive to WWE and just do what they want him to do? And he might be like, no, screw that,
Yeah, curious case, because I saw him tweet earlier today, I think it was last night, where he was like, tag an independent promotion that you haven't seen me yet. Yeah, it's like, wow, how many more are there?
I'm sure there's a million of them, but
that you haven't been to and made deals with. I mean, it's like
he is a classic case of the reinvention of the wheel. He reinvented himself to the point where now he is so over, and he's everywhere. He's literally everywhere. He's working every single weekend, and he has so many projects going on. Yeah. So that would be my guess, because I can't see them not wanting him back. They take people back all the time. Yeah. I don't think there's any bad blood or anything. So to me, I think it's like, do I have to give up certain things to be exclusive with you?
Right.
I don't know.
Might just be getting lost in the shuffle again, because there's too many people on these rosters. And I think that everybody, again, for TNA to have a pre-show and certain people, like, I'll go back to these Iconics or whatever they're called, the Illustrious or Illustrations or whatever they are. They're not in WWE. They weren't, I'm sure they're on the same, I wasn't getting great TV time, and they're just on pre-shows and then popping up in backstage segments. That shouldn't be. They should be on this show. I mean, there's no reason why those girls should not be on this show. So, very, very strange.
That is weird. And I'm trying to find their name. What are their names?
Cassie Lee and something. Cassie Lee and her friend.
No, what are they called now?
The Illy something. Why we just mentioned them earlier.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to look at the thing and I can't find it anywhere.
We just mentioned them. Wait. They are the. Hang on. Used to be Peyton Royce. They are the Inspiration.
Inspiration. There we go. Yeah.
It was something with an I.
I loved their Gaga haha in WWE.
Yeah, they're super talented.
When I met them, I told them that. I said, you guys stole the show with your funny haha gimmick. I said, because I love the Gaga, and they started laughing. They said, us too. And I was like, yeah, so but again, they had 2 girls matches on consecutively. Were they going to put a third in there? Maybe they just thought the other 2 were more important, especially the NXT belt. And the whole Tessa thing getting suspended indefinitely. I mean, those, I guess, are bigger angles right now. So
it was actually a women's TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship between the Elegance brand and the Inspiration.
And who has the belts there?
One of them.
Oh, wow. And they didn't show it. Well, at least it was on the pre-show. At least it wasn't a dark match. So there's that. But I mean, overall, I enjoyed the pay-per-view. Like you said, it was a little long. But I liked it. I'd give it a solid B+.
See?
Okay. All right. Well, let us know. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you see who you wanted to see? Leave a comment down below. Let us know. And I'm going to watch the next one because I want to see the Dudleys. That's what my take out of this. I want to see that Dudley's Hardy match. That's the go-to match. For me.
If anything, we're going straight for that because that's a must. That match.
That was my take, and I want to see what they do with these belts. What's the angle this time? Are they going to give them back? Like, what are we going to do? How long are we going to keep them over at the other side? So we need to see what their plans are.
We're a Dudley's family on this show.
We are a Dudley's family. And I need to see a little more from Carlos. That's all I'm going to say. I need Carlos to give me a little more.
All right, Carlos, I'll be your I'm going to be your inspiration here.
Here,
you know what's funny? I had loaded this picture. Here, look, there he is.
There he is. I mean, I just need more from him. Kind of let me down. But what are you going to do?
He's kind of a hybrid of a Tony Khan, Paul Heyman, right? He's got your Tony Khan-esque tie and jacket, but he's got the hat like Paul Heyman, right?
He does. Yep, he does.
And so he's
he's expressionless. I need more from him. He's got to do something for me, and he's not doing it right now. So let's get it together, Carlos. Okay, thanks. All right. Do you have anything to plug?
We're going to plug Eyes Up Here on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We're going to plug the YouTube memberships. 114 YouTube member videos and climbing. If you haven't done so, get over there and get yourself a membership pronto. You will not be disappointed. Not just our iHeart episodes in full with video, but also exclusive content from our old Patreon library and stuff we filmed just for the YouTube membership tier as well. So get on over there, give yourself a try. Your $5.99 will not be wasted. It will be quite appreciated because you will be just entertained to the high heavens. So that's my plug. And also Chad EMB on X.
All right. You're listening to this on a Tuesday. So tonight I will be appearing at the Legends of Wrestling Night in Wildwood, New Jersey at the Wildwood Convention Center. I believe it starts at 6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, 6 to 8. And then there's a show afterwards. I'm not on that show. So if you want to see me, come by 6. And we'll have 8x10s and figures and all that good stuff. And then the big one, WrestleCon Newark, this Friday and Saturday. I believe, I don't know what the times are, but I'll be there for both days, both sessions. So I think Saturday is 10 to 2, and I don't know what the times are on Friday, but come see me. Again, we'll have all the figures, all the 8x10s, everything you need. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me at ECW Diva Francine. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy. And most of all, I hope you're staying extreme. Hey there, it is the Queen of Extreme Francine from ECW. Do you want to see more of me? Click over here to watch another video. Or click over here to listen to my podcast. As always,